Landscape-inspired prints by Stephen Foutch capture his deep appreciation for nature.
It starts with that horizon line, which is in a lot of the pieces, even the ones that are truly abstract. There's still, you can get a sense of atmospheric perspective, I think, even in the layers of the ink.
The work reflects a broad range of expression, from paper making to reduction woodcut to digital art. His process starts with the essentials.
Color and shape, using the tools, keeping the tools sharp, mixing color, understanding about paper and how to tear paper, how color lays down on top of itself, so how you can get mileage out of the layers of color. But I think from the basic is the drawing, because everything starts in the sketchbook.
As department chair and assistant professor of printmaking at the University of Dallas, Foutch is well-versed in the discipline of art. But the love of art started while he was growing up in the rural Midwest.
I used to look at comic books and I thought, that's art. And I didn't understand anything. I didn't know about art at all.
A desire to learn changed that, but Foutch has a deep respect for his journey.
You spent some time after college in commercial art.
That's right.
Yeah, so tell me about that period of your life and then how this series that's sort of blowing with the breeze in here right now, how that series is sort of a representation of that.
Well, after I got out of college, after I got out of high school, I worked in a tire plant. So there I spent 12 hours at a time on an assembly line, which really made sense when I discovered printmaking, because my love of art and then that practical, that blue-collar background, they came together and found my calling. And I graduated from the University of Notre Dame in 2007 with my MFA, hoping to teach. Well, things don't always work out exactly like you want it to, so I started working in a commercial screen printing shop, all t-shirts, and they set me down at a computer next to an 18-year-old who was doing pre-press work in Adobe Illustrator. And he taught me more in a month than I had learned in school. So I got really proficient at certain things. So with this piece, each little shape is a vector object in Illustrator. And so every dot that you see there, I manipulated by hand inside of the file.
When you created the series, you were dealing with a difficult, you shared with me, a difficult time in your life. Can you talk a little bit about it?
Well, my wife is my mentor, my muse, and she's the smartest person I know. But this whole idea of, like I explained to you, my friend was killed and then my son was born just a month later. And that idea of joy and sadness, it seems totally cliche in art, this juxtaposition of those two things. But my wife, I was talking to her about it, and I'm like, well, it's kind of cliche. And she's like, yeah, but you should embrace cliche, go straight at it until you come through the other side of it, and then that's when you have something novel. So that's sort of what I did here. I just embraced that, idea of the basic principle of life is that we kind of move back and forth between, happiness and sadness, and then if you're lucky, you find long periods in between of contentment, or mindfulness, or however you want to look at that.
Foutch carried that idea through to the framing of the series.
That feeling of when you are going through a super emotional experience, there is kind of a feeling that you're being moved, something beyond you is controlling your path. You feel like you're being pushed or blown by something outside of yourself.
The perspective that art is an expression of life's most profound lessons is one that Foutch shares in his teaching. And he knows his students teach him too.
So if you want to be humbled, teach. That's why I love it too. Being around young people it's exciting, and especially young people who are learning how to become artists, because, I feel like I was just there. So instilling confidence in someone that their experience has value that they couldn't previously see. That's what I love about it, and seeing somebody learn the value of hard work.
This is Kathy Whiteman reporting.